Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I am so happy to be here with you. I am bringing you a really fun project. You guys are going to love this card. It is so cute. I like to call it my easy kerchief card because you know how a kerchief is always like pointed. And so I have used the awesome basic borders, and I've used this one right here to do this cute peak on this card, and I actually made this the part that opens. So how cute is this card? I hope that you're so excited to be here with me and we're going to work on it. So I'm using the Sweet Songbirds this week, and it is a bundle that you get this awesome stamp set. Look at how cute. You have the birds going in two different directions, a big one and a little one. Then you have two different sets of eyes you can use on them, some music notes and nest. Their little feetsies going in both directions. You have wings, you have their little breast area, you have the tree trunk and the leaves, you have this cute little sign, some flowers, and tons of sentiments. This is such a great bundle, and it is out of our annual catalog. It is awesome, and I hope that you will enjoy watching me put together the projects with this awesome stamp set. Let me show you where it's located in the main catalog. It's on page 31. So let me grab my catalog here so I can show you. And so here it is. It's the bundle's only $34. You get the stamp set and the punch. It is such a phenomenal deal. And it is still August. So during celebration, if you bump it up to $50, you can get a free product. So if you add these borders, you can bump it up and get a free product. So the basic borders are in the back. I gotta find them. I thought that was the page, but nope. So here's our dies. I'll find them. And where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Of course I can't find them now because I want to. And if I was, I probably passed them. If I wasn't looking for them, they would be right center stage. What? Oh, here they are. Basic borders right in the front. I did pass them. So it's $29. So you're going to get 6 long dies, and you can do all kinds of borders on your cards with this. It's a really versatile set, and I highly recommend it. So check that out, and you can toss that on there. So you can see what a great deal this bundle is for only $34. You get this awesome stamp set and this punch, which we're going to use later. So I'm just going to set the punch off to the side because I'm going to need that to punch out our cute little bird. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to show you how to make this cute card today. So I am using one of our new in colors. It's our Parakeet Party, and I have a piece that is 5.5 by 4.25 inches. Okay, and it's just a quarter sheet of cardstock. Okay, we're not folding that part in half. Then I took a piece of basic white, and it was 6 inches by 5.25 inches. And what I did was I scored it in half at the 3-inch mark. And when I scored it in half, I put my border die. I brought my scrap so you're going to get to see everything, but here's my border die. So here's the piece, folded in half at 3 inches. I laid it across this bottom where the point was near the edge of this cardstock, and I cranked it through my die cut machine. And when I pulled it out of my die cut machine, this is what I had. So this part comes away. You can see there's 2 pieces here. And then this is going to open up because remember it was folded. Make sure when you do that you have the folded part up here and not at the bottom. So this is going to become our card piece that we are going to have right here that's going to open and close. We're going to stamp on this. But I just wanted to show you how I did the die cutting on there. So that is how I got my little kerchief piece. And so I'm going to put that to the side. We don't need this right now. And so we are also using at the bottom here, we're using a piece of designer series paper, actually 2 pieces. So I cut my piece at 3 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and it was this piece like this. Okay, so it was 3 by 5 1/4. And then I cut a 1/2 inch off of it. So when I cut the 1/2 inch, I have a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 and 2 1/2 inches by 5 1/4. So you can cut them separate, or you can cut it at one and then cut that piece off of there how I did it. But this is going to be attached down in this bottom corner because I want that down there where I put my, I want there to be a little bit of a pattern you see that we have here. So we're going to glue that into place like that. And then this 1/2 inch piece, I'm going to glue it inside right at the seam here to tie that in with the inside of our card as well. Okay? Pretty exciting. All right. So now that you get the basic gist of what we're doing, let's go ahead and glue this piece. So I have to grab my little mat here. Oh, and the paper, by the way, that I've used is also Parakeet Party, and it's part of this 6x6 DSP in the 2022 to 2024 In Color series. So you have the 5 in colors in here: Orchid Oasis, Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, Sweet Sorbet, Starry Sky, and I think that was all of them. Sweet Sorbet, Tahitian Tide, Orchid Oasis, Starry Sky, and Parakeet Party. There's 5 colors. So you get quite a bit. There's 40 pieces in this pack. Okay. So it's quite the deal. Let me grab my mat so that I can get my wet glue. We're going to go ahead and attach that. This glue is almost finished, and it may actually be done because I was working on a project earlier. So let me grab my new one. I did start another one. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and attach this piece down onto our Parakeet Party. And even this side is cute, right, with the polka dots. I mean, I just used the plaid, but I mean, it's just as cute in the polka dot, isn't it? So I'm going to grab my piece to lift that up. And we're going to attach this at the bottom section. So I'm going to try and have the same size border on the 2 sides as I have on the bottom. So I'm going to slide it down so that all of these 3 sides are the same. I'll show you closer. There we go. Okay. And we're going to stamp the inside of this piece as well, but let's go ahead and glue that strip inside while we're gluing things. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive onto the strip. We're going to put that inside of our little kerchief piece right along that seam. Okay. And it looks like this paper just a tiny bit, so I'm just going to trim. It's just a tiny bit long, not very much. I mean, you guys probably wouldn't notice, but I'm kind of a little bit of a perfectionist, so I'm just going to trim that edge off. Now it's perfect. All right, and so now this piece is what's going to get attached here, but I'm not going to attach it until I've stamped on it. So I would definitely want to stamp on it first. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper, and you guys know I like to keep scrap paper on my table. And so we're going to start with this little branch over here. So I'm going to ink that up in Crumb Cake. I like that lighter color since I'm using these brights, but they're like a pastel bright, kind of like, I call them sherbets, right? Don't you think that that's what they remind you of, like sherbet ice cream? Like this would be like a really pretty lime sherbet. And I'm going to put my little branch coming in from the side. I want to make sure I'm nice and inked. And I am now, I think. So I'm going to bring my branch coming from this side up. I want my little bird to sit on there, so I have to make room for him. And I want to make sure that my branch comes across. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that first, which is why I have that paper underneath here. So I'm going to go ahead and press that down. You can see that I have my branch on one side of my block, and then on the other side I have my leaves. But I am going to go ahead and clean my stamp so I don't get my hands full of crumb cake. So I'm going to clean that first. And I'm going to close it, but I'm going to need it again in a minute. Let's go ahead and grab the Parakeet Party ink to match our paper. And I'm going to ink up the leaves. So I'm going to get those nice and wet. And then I'm going to line those up with this piece. Now they came attached together, so they fit together. I'm going to slide this down so I can see. Hopefully I'm in camera for you guys and I don't put my head in the camera, but I'm going to line those up and go ahead and place my leaves down. And there it is. See how easy it is to line it up because it was made directly to fit onto that piece. So those are my leaves. I'm going to do the parakeet later with the little music note and put that all over the top. But first, what I would like to do is get our birds down so we know where they're going to be. So let's go ahead and clean the leaves off. And we are done with this branch. Now we're going to do our birds. Now I have already stamped and fussy cut out this bird right here. And so when you get them, they come with this stamp that is the small bird. And then here is the feather or the wing. This is supposed to be a stamp that can stamp over the belly area, but I like to use it for a wing. So I'm going to attach that like it's a wing here. I think it looks awesome, don't you? I think it's pretty great. So I'm using it for that. So don't tell on me. Hey, if you get a stamp and you can use it in more than one way, I just think it makes it even better, doesn't it? So we want to put this cute little bird's feet down on here. So I kind of have to have an idea of where my bird is going to be so that I can put his feet, right? So let's go ahead and ink up his feet. And I want to figure out where he's going to be on my branch. And once I'm happy with it, I'm going to move my branch out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp his little feet. There's his little feet. And then now we can attach him up onto his little perch here on the tree. So the other bird is going to be flying. And so I need to clean this one. Their feet go in two directions, just like the birds are in two directions. So now I need to use the other feet for my bluebird. And I'm going to stamp that one with you guys in a minute. But I want to leave some room here. So I have to stamp his little feet down. So let's ink those up. And I'm going to stamp those about here. And then we will put him onto his feet in a little bit. All right. So I'm done with crumb cake for right now. Let's grab our Parakeet Party. So our Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide. Parakeet Party is the green. I saw it right here sitting on my desk, and that's what I called it. So for the purple bird, I use Fresh Freesia. And for this blue bird, we're using Tahitian Tide. And so it's just a scrap paper that I have here. I'm going to grab my bird. And you can see I have a whole bunch of stamps on one block, but I'm able to ink one at a time. So we're going to grab our little bird. Now let's see if he will fit like so. And we got to check our punch. So yeah, so that's how that is. So I'm going to go ahead and ink him one more time and press him down onto my cardstock. So there he is. How cute! Oh, I love him. Okay, so now this is supposed to be his belly area, right? But I'm not going to use it for that. I'm going to leave him with a white belly area. So I'm going to use that belly area stamp to give him a little wing, okay? So we're going to ink that up. We're going to stamp it over here. And I'm going to fussy cut that out. So let's grab our scissors because while there is something that will cut it out, I'm going to fussy cut it out to get it out of the way because I have not lined it up properly with my punch. You can stamp it on a separate piece of basic white scrap and use the punch to punch it out. You don't have to fussy cut it. But I'm just going to go ahead and fussy cut it because I probably should have punched my bird out first and then stamped it. So I'm going to do that this time. So let's go ahead and slide my little bird into his little punch habitat here. Well, goodness, so he doesn't want to go in there. Let's see. There we go. So let's slide him around. Come on. Of course, I'm on camera, so that's why he's giving me a hard time, right? If I was not on camera, I'm actually going to cut this extra piece away because I think it's what's getting caught. So let's try again. I think that's what was causing the problems. And it was, see? See how easy he slides? So I'm going to line him up with my punch. And once I'm happy with his placement, I'm just holding him in place. Then I'm going to go ahead and press my punch. And there he is. And now I just have to do this other small wing. So did I clean that one? I did. So let's go ahead and do this wing. So I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. We're going to put that right here. And stamp that down. And then I'm going to stick this punch in, which is what I should have done with the other one, but I didn't. So I'm going to slide that in and see how it lines up with the punch. And you're just going to line it up like you did with the bird. And I could have done that with the other wing that I did, but like I said, I wasn't thinking. Just watch my other videos and I'll do a better job next time. All right, so there's his little blue wing. So now I can get rid of all of this paper because I have my purple bird ready and I have my blue bird. And now we're gonna go ahead and put them together. Sorry for my squeaky chair. Let's close this for now. And we're gonna clean that teardrop wing. All right, so let's get on with assembling our little bird. So we're ready to assemble. So what I'm going to do is for the purple bird, I'm just going to add a little bit of wet adhesive to this wing here. And I'm going to tuck it like this behind the bird. And then for the other one, I'm going to use a dimensional. Let me grab those. And I'm going to put it on this wing. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to pull the back off. And then we're going to attach that right here onto our birdie. And I forgot to give him his eyes. So let's grab the stamp with the eyes. Here they are. There's two different eyes. There's dotted eyes and then these little like half U's. And I'm going to use the Memento Basic Black to do his eyes. So let's go ahead and grab that one. And we're going to put them on him right there. Oh my gosh, so cute. I love this stamp set. It's precious. The other bird is going to get the circle eyes, and I'm going to actually use embellishments on them, but I need to know where to put them. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp these eyes on that one, and then I can use the embellishments later, but I almost forgot about their eyes, right? And then I'm going to do the same thing with this bird, only this time I'm not going to lift the wing up. I'm just going to use the wet adhesive. I'm going to put it on the back of the bigger wing. It's going to go here. And then the smaller wing, again, is going to be the one in the back. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the front. And this is going to go this way. Now we got to give him his beak, right? His little beak. So I've already cut and stamped out of pumpkin pie a bunch of these little beaks and cut them out. So I have them ready. I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive. And you can see the stamp leaves you a little spot for you to add that on there. I'm going to do it for both of them at the same time. I'll put my adhesive down first. All right. And let's put the little beaks on. So It even shows you the direction that they go, and it fits right over that spot, which makes it easy, right? I love it when stuff is so nice and easy. Okay, so there's the little beaks. So cute these birds are. Okay, so now we need to put them on their little feet. So they're going to be dimensionalized. So here is our kerchief. And we are going to add some dimensionals onto the back of our bird. All right, I'm going to put some minis there. Let's flip this one over. I'll do 3 on this one also. All right, and then I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals. Gotta love that we have minis, right? And you guys know me, I have to have lots of dimensionals. So we're going to put one there and one on this wing. All right, let's pull the backs off. So we're going to go with this guy first. Let's purge those dimensional backs into the trash. Get these off. All right. And I'm going to cut a strip, a small one, off of the edge of one of these dimensional pieces that's left over when you've used all the little circles off of there. And I will use that so it'll be nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and attach our bird. We're gonna put this one on his little feet. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. And then let's put the blue one over here, like it's flying, right? I'm gonna actually fix the tail. I kind of messed that up a little bit when I pulled that dimension off. Okay, so we're gonna have him this way. And now we can do our music notes. So it's a small stamp. I gotta find it. Oh, here it is. We're gonna use Parakeet Party. And we're gonna put some music notes around because they're singing, right? So there's one. Let's put some here. Let's put some up here. Let's put some down here. So cute. That's plenty of music notes. Let's go ahead and clean our stamp. Such a cute stamp set. Okay, and then the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do some music notes inside as well, but let's finish the outside. So with our Memento Black, we're gonna stamp A Little Bird Told Me. So I gotta find that one. Here it is. A Little Bird Told Me. That's gonna go right there. Oh, so cute, this stamp set. And then on the inside, it's going to say, you've got something to celebrate. And I'm gonna stamp that right along this piece here in the center. And we're gonna clean it. And then I'm gonna do the music notes in 2 colors. So let's close the memento. We're done with that. We're gonna do Tahitian Tide. If I can find my music notes again. There we go. So we're gonna do Tahitian Tide music notes right there. Let's close. I mean, not close, clean. And then we're gonna do Fresh Freesia for the other bird on this side. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Okay, so now that's all of our stamping. So we've basically done it all on this little tiny piece, right? This 6 by 5 1/4 that we folded in half. So we're gonna go ahead and put some adhesive on the back. Of our little kerchief piece. And then I'm gonna bring my 1/4 sheet of Parakeet Party that has the Parakeet Party DSP on here. I'm gonna open my card and I'm gonna line up the side of my white, basic white, with the sides right here. And then at on the top, I'm just gonna close the card to make sure that I have the right distance, and I do. Look at how cute this is so far. So there's our card. You've got something to celebrate. A little birdie told me you've got something to celebrate. All right, so now we're gonna tie this cute ribbon. So the ribbon that I've used is the Fresh Freesia Open Weave ribbon. It's so beautiful. And so I'm just gonna grab some to make it go all the way around my card. And let's go ahead and cut. That should be plenty. I'm gonna measure it for you. I don't know exactly how long it is because I only did what I just did now. So let's figure that out for you guys. Let's get a ruler and see how long this ribbon is. So it looks like it's 16 inches. You get 10 yards, so you get plenty of ribbon. You don't have to be afraid to only get 1 or 2 cards. You're gonna get lots of cards with this ribbon. So we're gonna go ahead and come around, and then I'm gonna tie a little knot, and then I'm gonna do another knot, and it's a faux bow, I call it. So there's a knot. Let's bring this down. And I'm gonna hold that with my finger, and then I'm gonna tie another knot over the top. Holding that with your finger helps. And then you're just gonna pull that tight. And then after I have it nice and tight, and I know it's not gonna move anywhere, then I do another knot, and this time I don't pull it so tight. I just leave it loose, and it gives you a really pretty knot in the center. Just like that. And then I'm gonna trim those edges of my ribbon. So I'm gonna grab a pair of paper snips that I have designated just for ribbon. So let's open here. And we're gonna trim that side and this side. Just like that. Let's get rid of those little snipped ends. Oh, this ribbon looks so pretty on here. I'm gonna slide it into place and make sure that my little ends are pretty. And there is our card. Let's go ahead and put the finishing touch, which is the embellishments. Put my ribbon scissors back. So for the embellishments for this card, I've chosen to use the Fine Sparkle Adhesive Back Gems. And I love them. They have beautiful colors. I'm going to use these Tahitian Tide colored ones. I'm going to use this end of my Take Your Pick tool, the putty end. So I'm going to grab 2 large ones. So there's one. We'll put one here. Put another one maybe down here. And then let's put a small one right there. Don't you think that's cute? Now, you can leave the bird's eyes just like this, but I wanted to take it up a notch. And so I saw that I had a lot of classic matte dots on my black classic matte dots on my card. I've used lots of the white, lots of the vanilla. I'm almost done with the gray, and see how many blacks I had. So I said, I'm just going to use these for the eyes of the bird. So I'm using the biggest one. And when you put these on for the eyes, look how cute that bird's eyes pop. So precious. So I've added it to the card. So you used 2 different embellishments today. I don't normally do that, but I just thought that these classic matte dots were awesome for these birds, and they make really great eyes. All right, so let me clear off my area here so that you guys are not distracted by all my mess that I've made. Of course, you know, I'm sure when you guys craft, you don't make a mess, but I certainly do. Again, we've used Sweet Songbirds and the matching punch, and the basic border dies. And this is our card today. I hope that you enjoyed being with me. I loved having you with me on my channel today. I hope you've learned how to make this card and that it's something that you really like. Please subscribe. I would be so grateful. I'm so thankful that you watched, especially if you're here until the end. And if you don't mind helping me out by giving me a like, a comment, share my video and subscribe. You can also share my video to your Pinterest. If this is a video you would like to make again, or make this card and you want to save it, you can make a board on Pinterest and pin it there, and then that way you can reference the video very easily. Definitely check out my blog, inkyhandswarmhearts.com, where I will have lots of information about this personal card. It's a blog post as well on my blog, and you have access to lots more information. I have paper pumpkin information on there. Any announcements that I make are on there. So definitely check out my blog, and I greatly appreciate you being here. Thanks for being with me. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping, guys!